Hello, welcome back. What a beautiful day, first of all. It's blue skies, nice and sunny. It's just a really beautiful day. Um, Today, I wanted to talk about the ego and how it fits in with everything we've talked about. So far, we've talked about thoughts, we've, we've talked about emotions. We've talked about how the two sides of our brain work. And today I'm going to talk about how the ego kind of plays into all of that. So, what is the ego? The ego is basically the projection or the avatar or the cartoon version of our subconscious mind. So it's kind of this version of us uh, that our subconscious mind kind of holds. It's an image, a cartoon image of us that the subconscious mind holds. And it holds it based on all the experiences it's had, all the information it's had since birth. And, you know, from you're born, you're given a name and characters and experiences. Oh, she's so adorable. She's like this. Oh, she's more like that, And it receives all that information and it starts to make up a version of you. So it's this kind of thin version of you. Um, because of that, it is very subjective. It is very based on a very thin kind of thin version, because it's very based, or it's confined to, like, it belongs in the box of your experiences. And based off of that, and especially as we grow older and as our ego develops, you operate out of that kind of box. And that's your ego, and that's what you operate out of, especially at subconscious level. You're operating in that box, you believe everything in that box, you think you fit into that box. That's what you think you are. I am from this country, I am from this, you still are, but you're not limited to that box. But as far as how we operate at that kind of subconscious level, you belong in that box. I am this person, I'm this age, this is what I do. And and actually, because a lot of investment has been made in it, especially as you grow older, what you've believed in yourself, what you've been told, when you become an adult, you continue yourself, the journey, by investing in your box, and trying to reach the heights of your box or amongst your people. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just explaining how it happens, me included. I guess when you bring in the conscious mind, it changes the game, because you begin to understand that you can't fit into a box, and you are, without sounding cliched, but you are unlimited and unbound by your experiences, or anything for that matter, you know, and you begin to operate from a place of, as you find things, in a very present way. Whereas egoically, you tend to respond from that place, as we've talked in previous videos, of your sum of experiences and, your avatar, your thin self. It's almost like a lot of the time we are just operating the cartoon version of ourselves, the very thin, the avatar version of ourselves. And we have no time to sit down, and and it's happening so globally that it's become an accepted way of being, you know, and we know no different, and nobody's developing our other side of our minds. You know, from the moment you're born, it's like, right, this is your name, this is what you do, this is what school you go to, your friends are like this, you've got to do that. You've got to grow up and be a lawyer, be an accountant, you've got to do this, you've got to go to get a job, and you know, and we're never ever, well, not never ever, but most of us are not given the opportunity to really, first of all, uncover how, like, know that we are unbound. Secondly, to put ourselves into something we love and to serve from that place. We're not given that opportunity. And even if we wanted to and we were aware, a lot of the times fear pulls us back, because in this box there are a lot of social rules, there are a lot of relationships, there are a lot of expectations, there's a lot that keeps you in the box. Now, the ego, as I said, is very based on your experience. So some people you might perceive to be successful, and it could just be an egoic success. They haven't actually reached the level where they are joyful, but they might appear that way. But you can sense when somebody has the perfume of ego, or you know, kind of this persona that is being created. And maybe they came from like a really good background and they were told, you're amazing, and they have lots of money, and you know, they look the part, but you can tell, you know, that they don't have that sense of unbound freedom. They still belong in a box. It might just be a different box. And equally, you could see people who have maybe been told no, and they're in that box and they are unaware that they are unlimited and unbound. But we are kept there because the way that humans have styled or have organized life, everything is organized to keep you operating in that kind of a way. You go to school, you know, you're not learning what you want to learn. It's just always externally driven in. Your parents tell you what to do when you're young, school tells you what to do, then work tells you what to do. And I guess it's our way of kind of coping by going, okay, I'm going to do my best, I'm going to do my best, I'm going to do my best, and never arriving at that place where we are peaceful, or we are doing what we love, or just being just being just being ourselves, in its entirety and fully. So so that's an explanation of the ego. Now, obviously, I've said the ego is kind of made up of your subconscious kind of thinking, and you're in it. So this is where we break off, because a lot of us think we are our ego. We are this cartoon version of ourselves, this avatar of ourselves. We are so in it, immersed, that we don't know any different. And what the awareness journey does is it starts to open your eyes to who you truly are. And this is why in the previous videos I've explained it in the way I have, so you could follow it through and know that you're not the net sum of your experiences. You're not your thoughts or your emotions. They're just kind of the reactive of the base they were given. So when you bring awareness into it, certainly for me, as soon as the light came on, especially I mentioned in previous videos, I started KonMariing and doing joy, like finding joy, because I think our resting place is joy, it's peace, it's love. That's where we should be operating from. But as human form, we also have our subconscious mind, which is very important. I'm not trying to vilify one rather than and pick one up, but if this person is in charge, you know, you're doing it from a place of joy, a place of peace, you know, your ego will bend to the master, as they say, and it will still provide you with everything you need and more. But yeah, so when the light came on, when I did the KonMari, and I started, and I thought, oh well, I need more joy than, you know, for example, in my career, I was trying to do the whole, right, I've got to start a business, I've got to do it, I've got to get to the top, you know. It was very externally driven as well, very externally driven, you know, getting that picture perfect thing where I'll be happy and everything will be good. And it was coming from not a place of, it was a cup empty trying to fill itself up, rather than coming from a cup. It was an, you know, outside in kind of investments I was making, rather than inside out. And now I'm very much going towards the inside out journey, you know, looking inside, what gives me joy, what can I bring to the world, what can I contribute that's worthwhile to the world, rather than how can I benefit. Do I need another house? Do I need another car? Do I need another holiday? You know, like, rather, and do these people agree with me? Trying to fit into that box. I'm kind of done with the box. It's okay to observe social rules and things like that, you know, and treat people as you would, you know, but and go about your day as you would. But it's important as a being, you know, I am here. I do not want to waste my time living in a box. I'm here for a short time. I want to enjoy. I want to be in joy when I'm here. Anyway, so as I was, you know, kind of focusing more on inner joy, what made me happy, it made me change a lot of things, like I said, the way I did things, thought things, the things I was doing, you know, things that didn't give me joy had to go. And it also kind of led me to kind of think, well, okay, let me connect internally. And what I realized was, especially doing things like meditation, reading The Power of Now, that was really, really helpful, because I started to listen to myself and just quietly sit and listen. And what I found out was I didn't agree with everything my self or ego was saying. I didn't agree with it. I didn't like it, or it wasn't really true to who I am or what I wanted. So the ego, we can quite often get very confused and think our ego is us. It's not. It's your cartoon avatar version. If you want to get to know yourself, sit down, bring awareness into your life, into your thoughts, always checking in. What am I thinking? Why am I thinking that? You know, questioning internally what's going on, putting the light on as often as you can. And the more you do it, the more it grows. And I can happily say my light from dim is getting a little brighter. It feels phenomenal. And I'm just so proud of myself that I'm sitting here talking in this way and coming from a place of, okay, I might not be all the way to the brim full. I still have my egoic battles. But I'm in a much better place than I used to be, and I'm standing on sturdier grounds. And it's almost like at the bit where I care very less or little about sort of that external thing. Yeah, so be mindful of your egos, keep bringing awareness in, come on this journey. You know, I honestly believe we are supposed to operate from joy. You're here for a short time. Why would you want to play a cartoon version of yourself? You know, dig deep, find you. And, you know, you may even find it's not like, I think some people think, oh, I have to make a dramatic change, or, you know, or sometimes they're so far away from their true selves because it's been suppressed for so long. You know, it's going to be hard to know what you want to do. And for me, it was like that. I didn't know what do I want to do then? I didn't know. And even in those moments, my ego still came in and went, well, you've got to do something, because to please God knows who, but please people that you are doing something. and I went and did those things. Luckily, they were great things. They're part of my experience. Um, people Other people benefited from it as well, which is even an extra bonus. I wasn't just sitting there making money or whatever, I was doing things. But um, it's an even better place where I am now, because it's definitely about me, from me, and then the gift is given to the world, if you see what I mean. Thank you for listening. I hope it's easy to understand some of the things I'm saying, and yeah, enjoy this blessed day. And yeah, I hope you're able to connect with yourself and shine like the sun is today in this glorious day. Thank you. Bye.